The National Ballet School, one of the country's most important cultural institutions, is marking its 25th anniversary this week. Under the guiding hand of founder Betty Oliphant, the school has established a solid reputation in the dance world and has graduated a string of well-known ballet stars. Ann Romer visited the school in downtown Toronto recently and put together this profile.
The home of Canada's National Ballet School is this former Quaker meeting house in downtown Toronto. In some ways, it looks like any private school, with uniformed students hurrying along the maze of corridors inside. But pupils here are studying more than history and mathematics. They're also training for a future in a very specialized world, the world of dance. Founded the National Ballet School a quarter of a century ago, beginning with just 27 students. Now, 200 dancers are enrolled, and the Canadian school is an internationally recognized institution. Everybody has dreams and aspirations, and here we are, 25 years after the fact, and you made your dream come true. How did you do it?
First of all, I'm lucky because I think I'm a very gifted teacher, and that's a talent that you're given and you have to make use of. And secondly, I'm lucky enough to be good at organization. Thirdly, I'm very, very determined.
See that?
And I won't take no for an answer.
Did you have a lot of no's put to you when you first began?
Well, I think I'm also rather manipulative. And so I was always able to persuade my board of directors. Sometimes it was a hard job, but they were very good about going along with each new thing which I wanted to do, and I wanted to do a lot of new things.
You know, the best thing I remember about Betty is that even when we were kids, and I mean, I was there from the time I was 11 years old, she tried to treat us like adults that had an opinion, were able to question and to say, well, I don't understand, or I don't believe that, or, you know, and she would listen. It wasn't just sort of this, you know, I'm the leader and you do what I say, which I really remember, and I like that.
Auditions for places in the school are held across Canada each year. 800 try out. Only 40 make it through all the tests.
First of all, there's physique. We have a highly trained physiotherapist and a group of orthopedic doctors, sports doctors, and foot doctors, and so they're thoroughly assessed in the month that they're here. So you're looking for a good physique in the aesthetic sense and a good physique in the mechanical sense, because it's a very difficult technique and it's not a very natural technique, and if the body isn't suitable, then you're going to do damage. That's the physical point of view, and that's very important. And then there's the commitment and the drive.
13-year-old Jennifer Bell is one of the successful applicants. Her school days, filled with academic classes as well as dance lessons, are long. But like most students here, she thinks the hard work is worth it. What is it that you like about ballet?
It's free, and I like listening to the music because it makes me dance. And the teachers are here to help you.
Do you feel like you're ever missing things that maybe other young women your age would be doing? What do you think you're missing?
Parties.
Paul Winston, also 13, came to the school because his cousin liked ballet and thought Paul would be good at it. Paul is a good dancer, but at this point, he's not certain that ballet will be his vocation. Now, what will you look at when it's time to make that decision?
Well, first I'll feel if I feel I'm good enough, or I feel how good I am. Because if I feel I'm good enough but not great, I don't know.
What will you do if you feel that you are good but not great?
Go to university.
Do you think you've got what it takes to be one of the best?
I'm not positive. I mean, sometimes you have the feeling you are, if you do really well, but as I said, sometimes you don't. So it's a yes-no feeling.
do you deal with all of the young dancers who come through with these dreams of being the best, being Karen Kane or Frank Augustin?
It's basically helping them to face reality, which is exactly what a parent has to do. And if you can value them as people, you don't give them that terrible feeling of inadequacy if they're not going to make it as a dancer. I mean, a lot depends on our approach to the students. And it's very, very painful when it doesn't work.
What if you had not become the success that you are today? Could you have accepted a career in anything but the world of dance?
I think that I would have been heartbroken. I think that I still am capable of going into other areas, but the fact that I love to dance so much and that the whole focus really was on becoming a dancer in the school, if I hadn't achieved that, I think I would have been heartbroken. And I did have friends who didn't make it and were heartbroken, and I saw what they went through. But they have since found other things that are fulfilling to them.
Betty Oliphant is determined not to leave her students unable to do anything but dance. She is proud of the school's academic program and points out that some graduates are in medicine, social work, and education.
I think one of the things that has been most important to me is that first the students are human beings and they need a life away from the ballet so that other things are going to work in their lives, like their marriages or their second careers if they need to have them. So I think my greatest philosophy is that the children should never be trapped into being dancers.
So Paul and Jennifer pay as much attention to their studies as to their dancing. But there are class breaks when these serious, hard-working ballet students can let off a little steam.
Hey, wait a second.
Despite the other activities, no one here ever forgets that the main object is learning to dance. For Jennifer and Paul, that means 2 dance classes a day right now, and more as they get older. Do you ever see yourself in any of your students?
I hope not. Well, yes, I mean, what I mean is I don't want them to be like me or carbon copies of me or have my style in dance. I want me to be able to produce what they have.
For Betty Oliphant, one of the rewards of her life's work is knowing that her students don't forget her. When you're out there performing, do you ever hear in the back of your mind any of the things that Betty said to you?
Oh yes, one especially. We were never allowed to, if our ribbons were coming loose or anything, we would never put a safety pin in or anything like that. I mean, that's just, on our shoes, that's just terrible. And our little ribbons, when you tie them and you tuck them in, they should never come out. And if mine ever do, I can hear her voice going, "That's so unprofessional." I can hear that voice.
It will haunt you forever.
Yeah.
For these students working to perfect the difficult ballet technique, Karen Kane is one of the symbols of success. 1 or 2 of these dancers may become famous ballerinas as well. Many more will dance in the corps de ballet. Some won't make it at all. But right now, their life is dance, and their dream is center stage.
This week marks the 25th anniversary of the National Ballet School located in Toronto. A special look this morning in a tribute. We'll be back in just a moment.
It is loud and long. It's hard.